What's up? Welcome back to my channel, or for the first time if you're new, I'm Sylvan, and today I'm going to be reacting to Orphie Magus's EP, Fury On. I have been so incredibly eager to get to this, but I have been sick, and it has been pain for me to not be able to get to this immediately because I wanted to save it for when I was good enough for a video. But I'm here now, so feel free to like and subscribe if you enjoy the video, leave a comment on your thoughts, consider becoming a channel member if you want to support me just that little bit extra, and let's get into this. What kind of music do you have for us? It's been a minute since we've had an EP. I'm turning this up. Ooh, okay. I can vibe with this. I'm loving the visuals here. Yo, the rest of Obel Squad. Okay. Nice. I like that as the leaders of Obel Squad, we're seeing a little bit of everybody. It almost feels more like a song about the entirety of Obel Squad. Ooh, seeing the formation of the squad. Ooh. I'm gonna need to go through these visuals again. Ooh. The two Orpheuses. Or more accurately, the two Maguses. Ooh, Isolde. Of course she'd be here. God. Yeah, I'm very intrigued by a lot of these visuals. God, just the laser to the sky. Hell yeah. Ooh, a little bit of a bridge or refrain of sorts. Between heaven and hell. Okay. Ooh. Hell yeah. Ooh, I love that visual of the burning ethereals. Yeah. Really is Obel Squad's EP rather than just Orphie Magus. Interesting. I like it. This is a very fun EP for a lot of reasons. A lot of which I said, at least briefly, in the reaction itself. Taking a look at the lyrics, we start with the lines, "I feel it rising within me. I can feel it taking a hold. Some kind of fire in the fury lights my soul." To me, this is speaking to sort of the passion and aggression that Magus has. There is a fury, a burning of her soul, a general passion and rage and righteousness that is carried in Magus. But I find it interesting that this is not just shown with images of Magus, it is also shown with images of Orpheus. And, interestingly enough, visuals here of almost what it looks like is the tech connecting Orpheus and Magus sort of locking into place here. And then looking at the next few lines, "It's a new awakening. I've only just begun. Everything you thought was dead, gonna be reborn." Obviously, this is speaking to the fact that in 2.2, we've learned that Orpheus is essentially a clone of the original Magus, while Magus is sort of her soul retained in a mechanical body. So in two different ways, Orpheus and Magus exists as a rebirth of Magus, the original soldier. Though brought to death's door, though perhaps truly died, in two different forms she has been reborn. In this dual rebirth and synthesis of the two, it is truly a new beginning. Then, jumping ahead a few lines as we begin to build, we're seeing visuals of Orpheus and Magus, and soon the other members of Obel Squad, as we have the line, "I think it's time you see the truth, igniting the fury, the powers that be." In a very succinct and stylistic manner, it is describing the core message and goal of Obel Squad and its founding. Obel Squad exists to see the truth, to learn what happened in the fall of the old capital, what exactly was going on, see through the lies of the powers that be, whether that be the higher-ups in the military, the government, the hidden forces like the Exaltists. Whatever it may be, they seek the truth and are motivated by this burning flame, this fury at how things went, at all of the secrets kept, the lies that were made. It's the defining force that pulls the entirety of the group together. It is what it was founded upon. Then after a chunk that is, largely speaking, just sort of cool shots of all the members of Obel Squad, we enter the part that is honestly most interesting to me. The main thing being, visually we are shown essentially how each member was brought into the fold. We start with showing Trigger and I guess just some of her military records pretty much, only then for us to have this standoff between Orpheus and Magus and Trigger, them facing each other. Likely this is showing us their first sort of meeting when Orpheus and Magus have learned about Trigger and what happened to her and why she left the military, and are basically proposing to her, join this new squad with us, we will find the answers to what happened. Then we jump to Seed, as we see a glimpse of essentially what would have been the animated short we got, with Seed Senior and a younger version of Flora. And then we have this really cool shot of Soldier 11 behind a chain link fence in an outfit that looks more evocative of the Silver Squadron outfits, which sort of is implying to me that between when Silver Squadron was evaporated and Soldier 11 was used for whatever she was used after that for, until Obel Squad finds her, before Orpheus and Magus finds her, and is able to in some way pull her out of that and have her join Obel Squad. It's the kind of thing I'd be very interested to learn more about. And just to touch on the lyrics a little bit throughout all this section, it's all talking about this idea of having one shot to burn it all down, which very much to me speaks to sort of the passion and fire of Magus that I've been talking about. There's this righteousness to her, this burning fury, this rage at how things are, and a wish to just burn it to the ground. We've seen this in a more comedic manner several times in the story, but this, I think, more so speaks to just the character and the motivation at the core of Magus, and to an extent Orpheus. There's this rage, this passion, this righteousness that motivates them to seek answers, to right the wrongs that were made in the fall of the old capital and since. It's what leads Trigger to join the military again and join Obel Squad. It's what leads Seed Senior to join and trust Obel Squad with the protection of Flora. It is what enabled Soldier 11 to escape the prison of a life that she was in. And then as we have this visual of two Orpheuses, which to me speaks not to it being two Orpheuses, but to being Orpheus and the original Magus. As we know, Orpheus is a clone of Magus, so even if they wouldn't look identical, they do inevitably have plenty of similarities. Some say it looks like a nightmare, some say it looks like a vision. I keep my eyes on the target. No turning back, you better believe. To me, this is obviously speaking to this idea that the state of the world, the fall of the old capital, whatever exact thing you want to reference it as, is a horrible tragedy to look at. It's a nightmare. It's understandable to look away. Others think it looks like a vision, perhaps a prediction of the future to come, the inevitability of all of this, or something along those lines. Regardless of all of that, I stay locked onto the target, no turning back. I have set myself upon this path to learn the truth, to fight against the oblivion of humanity and all those who would hold us back. It doesn't matter what this is. I am on this path. My goal at the end of the road, I remain locked onto. Then as we return to this build towards the chorus again, we have the line, I think it's time you see the truth again, but I can't help but find meaning in the fact that this time Isolde is the one here that we see. It's time we learn the truth of Isolde. Before, it was the context of the forming of Obel Squad, the decision of Orpheus and Magus to seek the truth. Here, it is Isolde revealing what she has done to Magus and Orpheus, saying to them, time for you to see the truth, time for you to understand who I am, who I have become. And though largely this is still about Orpheus and Magus, is even in this portion, time to see a different side of me also is very fitting for Isolde in this moment, if we take it in that context. And then, again, in this next build, we have the lines repeating, come with me, run in the shadows. Come with me, dance in the flames. We're coming out of the ashes. And this is paired with visuals of Orpheus and Magus preparing to fight against a horde of ethereals. But I'd like to posit something I find interesting about a few of these shots. In this moment, in this shot, she's holding a gun. Since when has Orpheus used a gun? Since when has Orpheus relied on any kind of gun other than Magus herself, which she does not wield physically like a gun? And then again, as this gun is raised, we have a moment where she disappears. We cut back to her, and now it is Magus. To me, this is Magus we are seeing. We are cutting between Orpheus and Magus as they exist today and the original Magus. Her past, her life, and the ashes that which Orpheus and Magus come out of. The fact that the line "we're coming out of the ashes" plays over this shot is fitting to me for that reason. It speaks to me this idea that even if Magus fell, even if Magus was defeated in the fall of the old capital, that is not the end of her. She will dance in the flames. She will run in the shadows. She will rise from the ashes. She will follow this call of revolution, as one of the previous lines speaks to. She will seek the truth. She will follow this righteous fury of hers, regardless of if life is taken from her again and again and again. She will keep going until she reaches the end of her path. Whether it be a nightmare, a vision, or something else, she will reach the end no matter how much it takes. It is an incredibly hype EP for all kinds of reasons, but that is essentially where they leave us. Though I could realistically get super granular and try to look at every single lyric very specifically, like I sometimes have, I think I'm going to leave it here because I think the core of it I've gotten to. So with that, feel free to like and subscribe if you enjoyed the video, leave a comment on your thoughts, and very special thanks to all of my channel members, including Desaize and Pokelove101 at the normal tier, and Kano Nano at the cool person tier. Really appreciate your support, as always, and I hope you all have a great day. Bye-bye.